They are two of the best quarterbacks in the country, Eric Lavich and Danny Brannigan.
Touchdown, Gaels!
The number 2 passer in CIS history and the 2-time Heck Crichton winner. Today, they go head-to-head with a national championship on the line.
Look out! What a play!
Queens, Calgary, the Desjardins Vanier Cup. Next. Welcome to Quebec City. Welcome to the Laval University campus. Welcome to the 45th Vanier Cup. The Queens University Gaels and the Calgary Dinos getting ready to kick it off. And hi, everybody. Rod Black along with Dwayne Ford. Delighted to be with you for the championship of Canadian University football. Two very good teams. Should be a very good game, but lost among the marquee matchup of these two quarterbacks. A great supporting cast on both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, the quarterback's obviously critical to this game, but it's going to be another matchup that's likely to determine the outcome of this. And that revolves around the Calgary Dinos ground game, and that's led by All-Canadian running back Matt Walter, one of just 2 1,000-yard rushers in CIS football this season. Walter was dominant with over 200 yards against the St. Mary's Huskies last season. He opens up other things in their offense. It's a very complementary set. They managed to open up a lot of play action to use the mobility of Eric Lavich and get their receivers involved in the football game. And the guys trying to stop them for Queens, one of the best defenses in the nation, and their leader, Shamari Williams, sat out the first couple of games of the season as a transfer from the University of Houston, but he's caught fire of late. 4.5 sacks, 17 tackles in the last 2 weeks. Shamari Williams is the best defensive player in the country right now.
I know defenses win championships, but let's face it, both of these teams got here based also on their offenses. With more on today's game, let's go to our sideline reporter. Here's Paul Hollingsworth.
Well, thank you, Rod. Today's game features two teams with a dynamic background in the weeks leading into the Vanier Cup, but they are unknown entities to each other, both from a contemporary standpoint and historic standpoint. Consider the following: no opponents in common this season in the CIS. They faced just once in CIS history back in 1983 in the Vanier Cup. Calgary won that game by 10 points. Only 3 games of game film on each other to study their styles. And when it comes to their styles, they are slightly different. Calgary will look to set up the run early like they did against St. Mary's last week. The Queens Golden Gaels, Rod, a much more wide-open approach, the approach that earned them 33 points last week in the Mitchell Bowl against the top-ranked Laval football team. Rod, back to you.
So here we go. They've been tailgating since 8 a.m. this morning at Laval. The party will continue. The Vanier Cup will begin when we return. The 2009 Desjardins Vanier Cup on TSN is brought to you in part by Desjardins. The largest cooperative financial group in Canada is proud to support Canadian inter-university sport. By Mitsubishi Motors, makers of the best back cars in the world. By Wilson, the only football on the field for all the CFL and CIS teams. Wilson, #1 in football. And by BlackBerry. Get the best phones on the best network, like the BlackBerry Bold 9700 global smartphone from Bell. It is damp, it is dreary, it is cold, it is windy, it is perfect for Canadian University football. In late November, today 2 teams remain and 1 trophy on the line, the Vanier Cup. Queens University Gaels, number 4 ranked against the number 2 ranked Calgary Dinos. Dan Village will kick this off with the wind. Gaels in gold, the Dinos in red and white. Jam-packed Pep Stadium. And we'll have to have a mulligan here, because that ball will blow off the tee, and they may even have to pin this. Here we go. Underway at the Vanier. Dinos quickly bring it up to the 24-yard line. And now Eric Lavich, the 2-time Heck Crichton Trophy winner after the return by Stephen Lumbala, will go to work.
And Eric Glavich gets his long-awaited shot at playing in a Vanier Cup.
We got 12.
2007 Heck Crichton Award winner while playing with the St. Mary's Huskies was denied his opportunity to play in the big game, having suffered a knee injury in the national semifinal.
Team that ran over the St. Mary's Huskies a week ago. Glavich to the air right away. And a first down right away for number 34, Richard Snyder. He's been a weapon in the playoffs for the University of Calgary Dinos.
Snyder with 3 touchdowns in the last couple of weeks certainly has benefited from the extra attention drawn by fellow receivers Anthony Parker and Nathan Kuhorn.
Two guys we'll watch with interest today, Kuhorn and Parker.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Numbers for Glavich. Transfer to the University of Calgary. And up the middle they go to Matt Walter. Last week he rolled over the Huskies at St. Mary's campus.
Matt Walter was the story in Halifax a week ago. 20 carries, 235 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. Just what the Dinos have come to expect from the nation's second leading rusher in 2009.
Second down. Now there's Anthony Parker. First right side, and Parker will be knocked out of bounds short of a first down. And the Calgary Dinos will bring their kick team out.
It's the favorite set of the Calgary Dinos. Anthony Parker starts deep in the backfield, comes around on a sweep action. Terrific in a little bit of space as he delivers a straight arm to linebacker Chris Smith. Tough player to bring down. Just ran out of space before he could get it turned upfield that time.
Aaron Ifield will kick this away. Jimmy Allen, one of the best returners in the country, is back at his 30-yard line for the Gaels. Ifield into this breeze.
Balls away, guys.
A side-winding kick. Allen at his 25 picks it up and will go nowhere. And that will bring out Danny Brannigan and his offense.
Danny Brannigan gets his first shot here in the Vanier Cup as well. The 5th year quarterback for the Queens Gaels. One of only 3 quarterbacks in CIS history to exceed 10,000 career passing yards. He's number 2 all-time behind Michael Fultz of Western Ontario.
He is a guy who stays in that pocket. Strong arm. In the pocket. Right away, Scott Valberg. There's something that doesn't happen very often. Valberg, number 1 receiver in the nation. This ball was intended for him, but Valberg wasn't able to hang on. That's something you don't see very often from number 82.
No, it's sure not. Scott Valberg has been the nation's leading receiver the last 2 years running. Wide open down the seam that time.
Second down and 10. Brannigan again, and a good defensive play. Number 22, Matt Drone, and that will be a quick 2 and out for the Gaels.
Danny Brannigan, typical 3-step quick hitter here. Looking to his inside receiver, Valberg, once again on the play. Matt Drone, one of the veterans of the Calgary secondary, steps up. Good coverage, good technique to knock the ball away.
So Village now with the wind. Taylor Nill is back, and good kick along with Emilio Violato. Violato falls and down at the 25-yard line. Early on here at the 45th Vanier Cup Championship at Pep Stadium.
Who was the target?
Back at the home stadium for the Laval Rouge et Or, who were hoping to have a party this week, spoiled by the Queen's Gaels last week. Eric Glavich now, his second possession for the Calgary Dinos. Glavich takes off and he's hit hard at the 40-yard line. Eric Glavich, the two-time Heck Crichton Trophy winner, was hit and jolted. This is a strength of his game, his mobility, ability to scramble out of the pocket. But this time it may have cost the Dinos dearly.
His strength is his ability to run with the football. Obviously, the hook slide, not a strong point. Eric Glavich has got to get down earlier here.
Surveillez la squad promotionnelle avec Québec Télésat qui attribuera de nouveaux petits ballons de football aux couleurs de la station M des sports à Québec. Watch the Quebec 800 promotional squad will give out little footballs at identified to the
Vanier Cup underway at Pep Stadium. Scoreless. Calgary Dinos now with their second possession. And just moments ago, their star, the two-time Heck Crichton winner, Eric Glavich, who is banged up and leaving the ball game right now, going to the sideline. First time that he rolls and scrambles, and you can see the hit that was laid on him right there.
That's Queens linebacker Alex Prado, who lowers the boom on Glavich, sending the Calgary quarterback to the sidelines, at least for the time being.
Deke Jr., quarterback last year for the Calgary Dinos as they advanced all the way to the semifinals to lose to Laval. In at quarterback now. Now this is a bit of deja vu for the Calgary Dinos to last week in St. Mary's when Eric Glavich also got rocked and taken all game early.
Yeah, and Deke Jr. came in, handled a couple of series offensively for the Dinos. They're in a good position at quarterback. It's been overlooked this year, the fact that Deke Jr. is the guy who led this team to the national semifinals a year ago. He's a capable quarterback. He's not Eric Glavich.
Junior high toss to the far sideline looking for Richard Snyder. Snyder has been a weapon in the playoffs, but this time the Dinos are going to have to kick it away for the second time so far. We welcome you all to the Vanier Cup Championship, the 45th. Calgary Dinos back in this championship the first time since '95. The Queen's University Gaels in gold back for the first time since '92. The first time they have met on this stage since 1983 together. Jimmy Allen, dangerous returner, is back for the men in gold. Aaron Ifield against this breeze. Allen at the 40, dropped right there. Will return to Pep Stadium in Quebec City, scoreless at the Vanier Cup. Standing room only in Laval, University campus here in Quebec City. Danny Brannigan. An outstanding season for this pocket passer. He stays glued in that pocket. Hand off to Marty Gordon. Has a first down. Queen's offense that is obviously led by number 5, Danny Brannigan, playing in his last game as a university student. Here are our starting lineups.
Danny Brannigan, of course, the second leading all-time passer in Canadian university football history. His receiving corps led by two-time All-Canadian, two-time receiving champ, number 82, Scott Valberg. The offensive line, a veteran group anchored by 6'10", All-Canadian left tackle, Matt O'Donnell.
Hand off once again, and going up the middle, they plow away and pound at that Calgary defense. Starting lineups brought to you by Desjardins.
That defensive line led by a freshman in the middle, CIS Rookie of the Year, number 93, Lyndon Gadoff. Linebacking core is the strength of this defense. Veterans Andrea Bonaventura and Chase Moore lead the crew. the back end, a mixture between young guys and vets. The leaders, fifth-year seniors, Matt Groen and Steve Truzak.
Again, they go to the ground, and a good play. Good stop there on second down, so it will set up a third and short. Chase Moore, one of the linebackers for the Dinos, making the stop. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Chase Moore right at the right edge of your screen, number 42, slides to the inside, sheds the block of the tackle, Matt O'Donnell. Then just to wrap up the running back, Marty Gordon. Great linebacker play from the veteran Moore.
3rd down and 1. First gamble of the game, and Brannigan is in shotgun. Hands off, and stuffed and stopped, and the Dinos will take over. Marty Gordon had nowhere to go.
Great defensive stand from the Calgary Dinos, led by fifth-year defensive end Deji Adewale, number 90. Comes flying into the backfield, makes that play deep, and doesn't risk of handing the ball off in 3rd and short, lining up in shotgun. Quite a gamble in the early going here for the Queens Gaels.
Deji Adewale, one of those players that Blake Nill was able to bring over from St. Mary's, where Blake Nill used to coach. That's been his story, and back in the ball game is Eric Glavich. Apparently had a hand problem. Glavich throws it downfield into traffic. It is picked off. It is Jimmy Allen, the star last week for Queens. Huge return on a missed field goal. Jimmy Allen with a huge interception early in this ball game.
Well, Jimmy Allen is the boundary corner to the top of the screen. He ends up, coming from the bottom of the screen against wide receiver Nathan Kuhorn. A battle of 2 All-Canadians. The ball underthrown by Glavich on the play. Allen steps up and makes a big one. The guy who led the Gaels with 5 interceptions during the OUA season.
So they get the ball right back. And unable to hang on out of the backfield is Marty Gordon.
Queens doesn't use their running backs as receivers a lot, usually in passing situations. They go to 5 receiver sets. The running backs stay in to help in the protection scheme. Marty Gordon, Jimmy Terrian, who we'll also see in that backfield. Not quite as polished as receivers as some will see in the CIS.
2nd down and 10. Brannigan, confusion, and brought down. Jeff Paymont in the backfield. Brannigan looked one way, collided with his back, and Paymont was right there to say hello.
Well, Paymont, the 3rd veteran in that linebacking corps, was the Dinos nominee for the President's Trophy as the outstanding stand-up defensive player.
Number 44, Jeff Paymont.
Dan Village back to kick this away. And on the far sideline, it is Taylor Nill who was dusted on the sideline. And a penalty. We'll sort it out when we come back. Roughing call against Queens. The 2009 Desjardins Vanier Cup on TSN is brought to you in part by Desjardins. The largest cooperative financial group in Canada is proud to support Canadian inter-university sport. By Mitsubishi Motors, makers of the best back cars in the world. By Wilson, the only football on the field for all the CFL and CIS teams. Wilson, #1 in football. And by BlackBerry. Get the best phones on the best network, like the BlackBerry Bold 9700 global smartphone from Bell. One of the best defensive players, if not the best defensive players on the field, number 33, Shamari Williams, a little overzealous here.
Well, Taylor Nill had just stepped out of bounds. Shamari Williams, as you saw, a little bit late with that shot.
Shamari Williams comes to Queens via the University of Houston. Real good story for the Gaels this year, one of the rush ends. Glavich now in the pocket. Hands off, and now takes off with it. And that's what Eric Glavich can do. In some ways, this is a comparison of the quarterbacks in the Grey Cup as well. Darian Durant and Anthony Calvillo, one a pocket passer, the other a scrambler. That's Glavich.
Yeah, he sure is. Glavich, the Heckright winner, joined by All-Canadian running back Matt Walter in the backfield. He had over 200 yards on the ground last week. 2 All-Canadians in the receiving corps, Nathan Cohort and Anthony Parker. The offensive line anchored by big right tackle, second-team All-Canadian, redshirt freshman Kirby Fabian.
Hands it off this time to Walter. Matt Walter shredded the St. Mary's Huskies last week. There's the defense for the Queen's University Gales.
And the leaders on that defense are the 2 defensive ends. We mentioned Shamari Williams, a top prospect for this year's draft, and Osi Ukuoma, a 5th-round draft choice of the Calgary Stampeders a year ago. The linebacking core, keep an eye on number 29, Chris Smith. He's a versatile, do-everything linebacker for this team. On the back end, the star, number 16, Jimmy Allen. And the first-team All-Canadian corner, also one of the most dangerous return men in CIS football.
Eric Glavich with Blake Nill. Blake Nill used to coach St. Mary's, where Glavich came from. Eric Glavich had a chance a couple of years ago to win a Vanier Cup with St. Mary's and got hurt in the semifinal before the Vanier Cup. And then last year, because of injury, was on the sidelines watching and decided to transfer and join Blake Nill at the University of Calgary.
Yeah, Eric Glavich took a little bit of a gamble in search of an opportunity to get to the Vanier, to leave St. Mary's a perennial contender. But obviously that gamble paid off with his new team, the Dinos, defeating the Huskies in the UTEC Bowl last Saturday.
Speaking of gambles, 3rd down, and he only needed a half yard, maybe a foot. Let's see what the spot is here for Eric Glavich and the Calgary Dinos. We expected offensive fireworks. Kind of a cautious, feel-em-out game so far. That's what Blake Nill told us to expect today early on in this ballgame.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like a boxing match between a couple of big punchers. Nobody wants to throw the first bomb here. Feeling each other out, sensing the defensive strategy, but it won't be long till they open things up a little bit.
Maybe right now. Glavich, shotgun. Play action now. Downfield, and Taylor Nill, the son of Blake Nill, with his first catch of this Vanier Cup, and it's a 1st down close to the red zone.
Sure-handed Taylor Nill, occasionally a forgotten man in this receiving corps. Eric Glavich pulls the ball and goes on the rollout, play action. Taylor Nill with that quick out route. Beats the man coverage on the play.
Play action again. Glavich goes to the sideline, and it's Anthony Parker stepping out of bounds on a long toss against the wind to Anthony Parker.
The Dinos on this play get Anthony Parker, the All-Canadian slot back, matched up against cover linebacker Chris Smith. Ball gets hung up in the wind. Parker does a nice job to come back to it to make that catch.
Glavich had to throw that about 45 yards, only to make 9 yards. 2nd down and 1. Play action again. He goes to the end zone and unable to come up with it. Once again, number 33, Anthony Parker. Glavich looks to the sideline. He wants his team to go for it here on 3rd and 1.
Anthony Parker, the intended receiver.
We saw the Dinos a week ago, a similar 2nd and short situation, try to go deep with it. Anthony Parker just unable to get to that one. Parker led the Dinos in receiving with 46 catches during the regular season. He's been a little quiet in the playoffs as teams have shifted their coverages to attempt to deal with him. But he was anticipating a big day today.
So Glavich comes over a timeout here with Blake Nill to discuss this. Talked about the similarities maybe to the Grey Cup game, a Glavich to a Darian Durant and his escapability, and Danny Brannigan to an Anthony Calvillo, a quick hitter kind of quarterback, strong arm, but also likes to stay in that pocket.
Yeah, very apt comparison.
Glavich is not happy that his team is going to go for 3 here. He wanted this team to go on 3rd down and try to keep this drive alive.
Well, with things a little tight in the early going, Blake Nill not willing to gamble.
So 3rd down and Aaron Ifield, Vanity student out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And it's a fake, and over the top, and there is a penalty marker down. So did Eric Glavich try to sell everybody on that?
Well, as well as the heck right, maybe he deserves an Oscar.
They absolutely were going for that fake field goal, and because of the interference call, the drive will stay alive. How about this call early on in this Vanier Cup?
Well, Julian Zimmerling.
Interference, Queens. Pass interference against Queens. Will be a 1st down Calgary.
Backup linebacker Julian Zimmerling lined up as a tight end on that field goal team. Released and slipped down the field, got in behind the defender. Couldn't come up with the catch, but did enough to draw the flag.
Interference takes it to the goal line. Glavich behind center. The handoff to Walter, it's a touchdown. And the Calgary Dinos strike first at the 45th Vanier.
Walter gets in behind that big offensive line, goes airborne over top of Kirby Fabian to break the play for the game's first major.
7 plays, 54 yards. Almost 3 minutes off the clock. 4:26 to go in the first quarter. University of Calgary leads 7-0. Matt Walter, big man last week for the University of Calgary Dinos, starts it off. 1-yard plunge for a touchdown after an impressive drive by Eric Glavich. A couple of fakes on that drive. The fake field goal that resulted in the penalty interference call, and obviously the fake by Glavich. He had everybody in this stadium snowed.
That's the little things. Eric Glavich with the emotional overreaction on the sidelines to the decision, allegedly not to go for it. Led us all to believe that his coach had given up on that offensive drive.
Social science student, could probably be pretty good in theater as well. There go the Gaels. Jimmy Terrian to the 33-yard line.
Jimmy Terrian au retour on the returner for the Gaels.
Danny Brannigan looks to bring the Gaels right back. Had a chance to talk this week with University of Saskatchewan coach Brian Tauris, who faced the Calgary Dinos in a couple of big Canada West games this season, including the Hardy Cup final. He said one thing about playing this Calgary team is they're so dynamic offensively, you really have no choice but to be aggressive playing against them. You've got to try to score with them, keep up with their pace.
Pat Sheehan, 10th season, the Queen's University Gaels. Second time he's had a chance to take a team to the Vanier Cup. Like Blake Nill, these are the only 2 coaches to ever do it, take teams 2 different programs into a Vanier Cup. Blake Nill did it with St. Mary's, and of course now with Calgary, and Pat Sheehan did it with Concordia, and now with Queens.
Pat Sheehan unable to win the Vanier as a Concordia head coach. He did win as an assistant coach in 1987 on Charlie Bailey's staff at McGill.
2nd and 5, Brannigan hangs in, and the catch made. We'll have to see where the spot is. Looks like it will be a first down.
Blaze Morrison, number 6, the inside receiver on the play. Just a quick hook. Danny Brannigan, we mentioned that Anthony Calvillo comparison. Quick hitter.
Welcome back to the 45th Vanier Cup. 7-0 Calgary. Touchdown, 1-yard plunge by Matt Walter. Brannigan out of the pocket now, and downfield, what a catch by Scott Wahlberg. Earlier he dropped one. Now you see why this guy is a first-team All-Star.
Scott Wahlberg is at the bottom of your screen. Just runs a corner route, settles in at zone coverage, 3 men deep. So Wahlberg settles it down instead of sprinting off full speed. Danny Brannigan lays it up. Wahlberg takes a shot from Matt Groen on the play, but holds on to the football.
Apologies for transmission problems. Let's go back to how the University of Calgary got on the board. Dinos deciding to go and bring their field goal unit out. At least that's what we thought. Eric Lavich protested, but it was really a fake for another fake that precipitated this one. And there was a penalty interference call, and then Walter goes in from 1 yard out. That's where we are right now with 2:53 to go in the opening quarter. The Gaels now with their furthest penetration into Calgary territory. And up the middle, close to a first down. Number 11, Jimmy Terrien. A two-pronged attack with their backs. And Jimmy Terrien and number 9, Marty Gordon.
Yeah, two contrasting guys. Terrien slightly smaller, a little more of a hide behind the line, a dancer. Marty Gordon's the slightly bigger of the two backs, a little more of a straight ahead runner.
Blaze Morrison lines up wide left. Brannigan, the handoff to Terrien again, and running room. Terrien down to the 10. And after a slow start to this ball game, cautious by both teams, we're starting to see them move the football as we thought might happen.
Well, Jimmy Terrien gets a little bit of help here from his fullback on this draw play. That's Pat Corbin. He steps up, pins the defensive end, Andrew Obrecht to the inside. Allows Jimmy Terrien to slip around the edge. Nice job by the pulling lineman. That's number 57, Vince DeCivita. 5th-year player. Well-blocked play, and this is what the Queens Gaels are all about. Solid execution.
Inside the 10-yard line. Chance to answer that Calgary TD. And overthrow. Intended for Devin Sheehan, son of Coach Pat Sheehan, and one of the primary targets for Danny Brannigan.
Devin Sheehan has been a real big play guy for the Gaels through the playoffs. 6 catches, 91 yards last week in their semifinal victory in the Mitchell Bowl over the favorite Laval Rouge et Or.
Second and goal now. Brannigan to the end zone, touchdown! Scott Wahlberg answers back.
Well, Scott Wahlberg gets credit for the touchdown, but the credit here has to go to the running back, Marty Gordon. He steps up in protection. His job is to cut down that linebacker, Jeff Paymont. That opens up a clear passing lane. Gives Danny Brannigan clear vision to Wahlberg. Man coverage at the goal line. He's got a little bit of a cushion there from Matt Groen. Quick out. Easy pickings for the CIS's second leading passer of all time.
Took a while to get the fireworks started, but two highly offensive teams have now found the end zone. Just over a minute to go in the opening quarter.
Queens responds.
Scott Wahlberg finds the house. Oil 5. Tradition from Queens fans, and this has become a tradition too. Wahlberg in the end zone.
Scott Wahlberg has led the CIS in receiving yards each of the last 2 seasons. He's a young man who's undrafted, but recently placed on the Hamilton Tiger Cats negotiation list, so he may just get that shot at the CFL he's been waiting for.
Just over a minute to go in the first quarter. Anthony Parker is back. Dan Village will kick this away for Queens. Gaels do exactly what they had to do after giving up that touchdown by Matt Walter. Through Stephen Lambala's hands. Parker out of the end zone. Will be snowed under right there.
So a little special teams miscue is going to benefit the Gaels in terms of field position here, with the Dinos backed up to their own 10-yard line.
Here comes Eric Lavich again. Guy who was also a basketball player at St. Mary's University. There was some talk that he might also play for the Dinos basketball team, but that might be quelled because of some injury issues with Lavich, but versatile quarterback for sure. Dinos are pinned here. Lavich going deep downfield, caught! Nathan Kuhorn to the Queens 50.
Nathan Kuhorn, number 82, two-time All-Canadian. He's the middle of those 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. He's just on a straight go route. Once again, Queens playing a lot of man coverage. And the key always, the big boys up front, great protection from that front 5. Eric Lavich launches the deep ball.
Lavich again will roll. Here's the rush. He slips and has to eat it.
Backup linebacker Stephen Laporte showing he's been doing his film study, well aware of the need to have contained responsibility. That's outside leverage to try and keep Lavich from getting to the inside. Laporte drops in a short zone, but as Lavich starts to scramble, he steps up, approaches from the outside in, limiting the running room of the mobile quarterback.
It will be second down and 17. Quick strike offense, though. They can do it in the air, they can do it on the ground. And the triple threat, of course, is Lavich with his own feet. He's got lots of time now. Flushed out, there he goes. Lavich keeps running and is finally dropped. Is that a fumble? To the end zone. Go the Gaels. No whistle.
Lavich is trying to lobby to the officials right now that he threw that football. In Canadian University football, there's no replay review. The call is what it is. Touchdown Gaels.
Frank Pankowicz picked up the football. Now let's take a look here. TJ Leeper, and the ball into the hands of Pankowicz, who then waltzes into the end zone.
Lavich tries to throw the ball away to avoid that sack.
There is no video review here. It looks like they're going to be bringing the football back here. And so it looks like the touchdown will be negated.
The ruling on the play, it's an incomplete pass. It'll be a third down.
Wow. So take away the touchdown on that turnover by Glavich. And the Dinos dodge a major bullet here. That was the end of the first quarter. 7-7 Queens Calgary at the Vanier Cup. 7-7 after the first quarter. Our numbers brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, proud partner of the CIS. Pretty close in all accounts, and a wild play to end that first quarter.
Well, the Calgary Dinos managed to avoid total disaster on this play. Eric Glavich flushed out of the pocket. He's scrambling around trying to make something happen. Terrific protection initially, but you're not going to hold off the likes of Shamari Williams and Osi Ukuoma for long. At the end of the play, Glavich tries to throw the football away. Initially, there's no whistle. It looks like a fumble. Frank Pankowicz returns it for a touchdown. Glavich argues with the officials that he threw the football and should be ruled an incomplete pass, which it eventually was. The fact is that ball never made it back to the line of scrimmage. There wasn't a receiver in the area. Calgary probably should have been called for intentional grounding on the play. They benefit here as far as some field position as they now have the wind to kick the ball away.
Aaron Ifield kicks it away down to Jimmy Allen, and it's bounding out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Let's recap the first quarter. Cautious at the beginning, but then Matt Walter, the touchdown after the penalty interference call and the fake field goal. And then Scott Wahlberg taking it in after the Queen's University Gaels bounced right back. There's their monstrous left tackle, Matthew O'Donnell. Protects the blind side of Danny Brannigan. Very unique style, Danny Brannigan. He is a guy who hangs in that pocket, throws off his front foot, plow up the middle. Goes to show you the football doesn't look back and say, hey, that's a different style. He gets it away, and he's got a good arm.
Well, he sure does. Danny Brannigan, a guy who spends a lot of time in shotgun, and quite typically, where he catches that shotgun snap is exactly the place from where he's going to throw the football. Doesn't really drop from there. He puts a lot of faith in that big offensive line. He's got 300-pounders across the board in front of him.
Shotgun again for Brannigan, 2nd down and 4. 6 receiver set. Here's the rush, hangs in, and this time Wahlberg unable to do the juggling act. So they will boot it into the wind now.
And that one with a little bit too much heat on it for a ball from that short distance. Wahlberg unable to react and pull it down.
And it is blowing here today. Rainy all day yesterday. Threat of rain today. Damp conditions.
A little bit of snow overnight.
Yeah. There's a wobbler by Village. And Calgary will get good field position on this possession. Nathan Kuhorn on the return this time. And we'll watch the two number 82s for each side. 2 star receivers in Kuhorn and Wahlberg. Both CIS All-Canadian first teamers.
Yeah, a couple of 2-time All-Canadians, in fact.
Ball is just outside the 50-yard line. That's a 51-yard line of Queens. Queens is the Dinos.
Early second quarter, 7-7. Glavich will go behind center. And Matt Walter brought down. Jersey tackle up the middle.
Number 9.
TJ Leeper, the middle linebacker, does a nice job to step up here. He's number 41. Classic middle linebacker play. Steps up, fills the hole. Nobody picks him up in that blocking scheme. He's right in that lane to take down the back, Matt Walter.
TJ Leeper, who took over from Thane Carter last year, and Carter was injured. Glavich, and hit hard is Parker, and held short of a first down by about a half a yard, it looks like.
Parker, the inside receiver in this three-man set to the field. He runs that quick out with the other receivers clearing for him. Ben DeAndrea, Calgary native, playing in this Queens secondary, the man who delivered the big hit.
Glavich, and the spot will mean a first down. They'll move the chains here. This University of Calgary team with Glavich at the helm, 10-1 this season. Their only loss against Saskatchewan, first game of the season in overtime. They've been rolling. Queens too, 10-1. The Gaels have had a few roadblocks in their way, some powerful teams that they had to knock off en route to this Vanier Cup, including the Laval Rouge et Or, who were expected to be here by so many. The Queens spoiled the party. Glavich, and underthrown, looking for Kuhorn again.
Well, once again, it's the play here from the linebacker, TJ Leeper. He's going to come around and he makes sure that he has contained, meaning he doesn't allow Glavich to get outside of the pocket. Force him to pull up and throw the ball a little bit sooner than he wants to. Fifth-year veteran TJ Leeper from London, Ontario, Lucas High School. One of the leaders, certainly, of this D.
Nominee for the Russ Jackson Award, combining academics and athletics this season. Walter, draw play up the middle, and he's stuffed and will be short of the first down. Looks like 3 or 4 yards. Eric Glavich looking to the sideline, says, hey, come on, let's go for it. This is a long third down gamble, but that's the way Eric Glavich thinks. That's the way he plays. Goes for everything.
He sure is an aggressive, on-the-edge type of football player. Blake Mill, for the second time in this game, sends out the field goal team. Last time, it was a fake that set up the Dinos' opening score.
This time with a gale behind him. Big wind. Aaron Ifield will come out. They had to burn a timeout here. Were they short some personnel here? Bringing in a big body. Well, it's a big football weekend, of course, on TSN. Today, the Vanier Cup, and of course, tomorrow, 97th Grey Cup Championship. Montreal Alouettes, Saskatchewan Roughriders, 6 Eastern. McMahon Stadium in Calgary, and I know a lot of people in Calgary watching today. Watching their Dinos trying to bring back the Vanier Cup. See that tricolor Sport Nation. That was the name of the Queens team prior to 1947 when they became known as the Gaels, highlighting their Scottish heritage. Ifield puts it up and he puts it through. The Dinos surge ahead by 3 with 10:53 to go before halftime. Well, being a university game, we should have some good questions. A Blackberry question of the game. When was the only meeting in the history between the University of Calgary and Queen's University? We'll let you think about that.
I don't need to think about it.
I know you. Well, don't give away the answer.
I'm going to give him the answer.
No, don't, not yet. Oh, wait. 10-7 Calgary. Brannigan. On the far side. Making the catch. And another first down. Chris Ioannidis. Economics student out of Toronto. Birchmount Park High School.
Ioannidis, number 86, a big inside receiver. Runs a quick out here. Nice combination route between the three receivers. Create a little bit of space for the number 3 man, Ioannidis. 46 catches, over 500 yards on the season.
This is picked off. Lyndon Gaels has it. The CIS Rookie of the Year with a gift. And the Dinos with another turnover.
Oh, big Lyndon Gaels has earned a reputation here in his first year of CIS play as a run stopper. 6'4", 320 pounds. Here he gets held up at the line of scrimmage, but that puts him in just the right place to pick up that tip ball. I'll tell you, with that ball in his mitts, he shows a little bit of the athleticism that's going to have the scouts drooling over this guy. Unfortunately, his CFL draft year isn't until 2013.
Only 18 out of Peace River, Alberta. Glavich, pitch pass to Parker. Parker, short of the first down. Lyndon Gaels accepted the Peter Gorman Trophy for the Rookie of the Year in Canadian Inter-University football the other night at the gala.
Watching the Dinos play, you hear names like Glavich, Parker, Mill, and so on as parts of their offense. A number of players on this team, relatives of current former CFL players. Anthony Parker, the son of former CFL running back Anthony Parker.
Yes, sir.
Eric Glavich, younger brother of Hamilton Tiger Cats defensive back Sasha Glavich.
It'll be Deuxième essai, second down.
Penalty against Calgary. Our referee today is John Brenton.
I get it. 80, doesn't it? 80. Sticks are good.
He's second down and 20 yards to go.
Let's get set.
Second and 20.
Inside 10 minutes before halftime. Here's the rush. Shamari Williams can't get Glavich, who heaves one to the end zone. Almost caught. It's pass interference. Chris Dobko got his mitts on it, but he was interfered with, and once again, this will assist this drive for the Dinos.
Chris Dobko gets in behind Ben DeAndrea on this play, forcing the defensive back to make a little grab to slow him down. Dobko still had a shot at that football.
Up 15 yards, it'll be a first down for the USA.
First down for the Dinos. McQueen's 26.
Shamari Williams has a chance to get to Eric Glavich here in the backfield, but this is a big difference between Glavich and another star quarterback, Benoit Drew of Laval, whom the Gaels faced last week. Drew was more likely to be standing still in that pocket. Glavich, much better scrambler. You got to take good angles and be ready to move if you're going to track him down.
Matt Walter. Stephen Laporte. The thing about Glavich, and you know, there's been so much talk. We had a discussion last week at the UTEC Bowl about quarterbacks, Canadian quarterbacks, and when will the next Canadian quarterback come around, a chance to play in the CFL? And Glavich feels that maybe, you know, he could make it to the Canadian Football League, but as a receiver, 6 feet 6 inches.
Yeah, Eric Glavich is about 230 pounds, and as anyone watching him has witnessed already, he can run.
Glavich with pressure on. Coolhorn with a first down inside the 15. And even pressurized, Glavich is able to get that ball away. He can make some magic.
Once again, pressure on Glavich. So this is almost where he's most dangerous, is when he's improvising. Forced to adjust and get rid of that ball quickly. He's got so many weapons to work with in this offense. Led by the big three, Walter, Parker, and Kuhorn.
And almost picked off, thrown behind the intended target. Eric Glavich saying, you know, maybe my bad was going the wrong way.
Kuhorn is going to enter the picture from the left side of the screen. He just hooks up across the middle. Glavich expected him to settle down a little bit further to the outside, whereas the receiver Kuhorn felt that his hole was a little more inside there.
Gaels defense now looking to force a stop and at the very least give up a field goal. Glavich, the rush is on, the throw away, Walter down to the 5-yard line. And Eric Glavich was hit as he threw that football by Osi Okwoma.
Okwoma, that other Queens defensive end, a two-time All-Canadian himself, brings the pressure, but Glavich once again escapes just in the nick of time, getting that ball away to his outlet receiver, Walter.
It will be 3rd and 2 yards. So Aaron Ifield will come out and try to tack on another 3 points. Taylor Altilio with the hold from the 12. The Calgary Dinos have assumed a 13-7 lead. Okay, it's your turn. You can give us the answer. The only meeting in history between Calgary and Quebec, the Vanier Cup.
1983.
Do you know that none of the Dinos were born? And speaking of that, Greg Vavre, we talked about great Canadian quarterbacks. He helps mentor Eric Glavich, is also the offensive coordinator. He played in that game. He's a Heck Crichton winner. And Calgary beat Queens back in '83. Vitarian, straight arm. Just gets over the original line of scrimmage as the Gaels, Queens University, trail 13-7.
Rod, we came into this one anticipating a little bit of a shootout. Two very good offensive football teams here. You know you can't keep them off the board for too long. Queens, a big play passing offense led by quarterback Danny Brannigan, receiver Scott Dahlberg.
Brannigan hanging in, flushed out now. Nowhere to throw. He goes downfield on the sideline and out of bounds. See how long Danny Brannigan's threshold is in that pocket.
Yeah, Brannigan will stay in there all day. Unlike Glavich, he's not a guy who likes to run over the course of the entire season. Danny Brannigan, in 7 regular season games, only rushed with the football 9 times. 9 times for 51 yards. By contrast, Eric Glavich, 51 rushes, 481 yards.
This one straight up, it's like a pop fly. There are whistles. Dan Village into the teeth of that wind.
That's the best image we've had so far of just how much of an impact the wind is going to have on this football game.
Like it had a parachute on it. It is really, really blowing here.
14 yards is the net change in field position on that punt.
Packed Stade de Pep Stadium, Laval University, home of the Rouge et Or. Most of these people had bought tickets thinking that their hometown team would be here. Queens spoiled that party last week. Now Walter bursting left side. Squirms ahead and has a 15-yard pickup for a first down.
You get a little bit of a look at the versatility of running back Matt Walter. We've seen him a lot in between the tackles. This time takes it up inside initially, then bounces it outside. And there you see the impact as well that Eric Glavich has on the Queens defense. That lane opened up because TJ Leeper had to be aware of Glavich on the bootleg and basically had to pass up the ball carrier Walter to take care of that responsibility.
Glavich, F. Crichton winner. Ball was tipped, but it was caught, and it will now be second down. There's Taylor Nill.
Taylor Nill, just a 5-yard hook on the play. Quick hitter from Glavich.
This is where Glavich is most dangerous on these 2nd and 5s or a 5-yard play. They do so many things. Of course, could also hand to Walter, which he does. And again, they will be held short of a first down. So another drive stopper initiated by the Queens defense.
Yeah, Calgary has shown this tendency that even in 2nd and long situations, they're so committed to their ground game. Situations that you would typically label as passing downs, they'll still hand that ball off to Matt Walter.
Aaron Ifield, this from the 35-yard line. Under 4.5 to go before halftime here at the Vanier Cup. Ball is down, kick is up, splits the uprights. Dinos now lead 16-7. Sunday Night Football continues this week on TSN2. Pittsburgh Steelers head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Live coverage available exclusively on TSN2 beginning at 8:15 Eastern. Welcome back to the 45th Vanier Cup. Championship of Canadian University Football. Marty Gordon lunging forward to the 46-yard line. Danny Brannigan and the Queens University Gaels. And a lot of support from their fans who have made the trek from Kingston to here, about 5 hours. Tough to get a ticket this week, though. Rouge et Or fans had sold this stadium out. There's some tricolor fans there. From Calgary, who've flown here as well. Under 3.5 to go before halftime. 2nd and 5, Brannigan. And oh, what a grab. And a beauty by Blaze Morrison.
Blaze Morrison shows some great body control here to adjust to this football in the air. 4 receivers to the wide side of the field. He's the number 3 man. Coming back to the football, and then as it's just a bit outside, laying out to go get it. The Gaels' leading receiver, Scott Valberg, making his way to the sidelines after that play.
First down and 10 now for the Gaels. Down 9. Number 9, Gordon. Met head on. And stuffed.
Initially, it was the rookie defensive halfback, Sam Hurl, another one of those 18-year-olds starting for this Calgary defense. High school linebacker out of Centennial High School in Calgary.
3-minute warning on the field. We'll step aside and come back to Pep Stadium. 16-7. Calgary Dinos lead the Queen's University Gaels. Danny Brannigan and the Gaels trying to put some points on the board before halftime. Had a potential fumble for a touchdown taken away earlier. Snuffed out some of their momentum. Brannigan with the rush on. And to the original line of scrimmage. And fumbling the football is Chris Ioannidis. Whistle had blown, so they will bring out the kick teams. Again, there is no video review here in university football, but let's take a look. Did he fumble this ball? Very close.
It's difficult to tell whether that left knee is down before the ball is stripped. Very close call.
Better kick into the wind from Village. Taylor Nill brings it to the 40-yard line. A week ago, we were in St. Mary's. Taylor Nill was involved in an altercation with his dad on the sideline that caught some attention on videotape, and Blake Nill apologized after, said he had been caught up in the heat of the moment. Certainly didn't look good from any perspective, whether it's a son or a player, but they've gotten over that.
Well, they definitely have, and it was, in my opinion, something that looked far more serious than it was once you understood the context of what had happened.
Tilio on the sideline, close to a first down. Taylor Altilio, number 25.
Altilio, a transfer from the University of Saskatchewan. One of several receivers who will rotate through the Dinos lineup here today.
Second down, 3 yards to go. And a defensive stop again from Queens will hold the Dinos short of a first down.
Certainly Osi Okuoma and the rest of this Queens front seven arrived well prepared here today to deal with the Dinos run game led by Matt Walter. Little running room for Calgary's all-Canadian back.
It's like third and less than a yard now. Just over 2 minutes before halftime. Lavich straight ahead.
My spot, my spot!
And the official saying he has the spot. If that's the spot that he has, they have to get to
Wait, back up. No.
the 51-yard line almost, judging by that far yardstick. And it looks like it is a first down. Just over the 51. Again, Lavich with a pump fake to Parker. Rumbling to the 30, to the 20. Anthony Parker scores! Touchdown! Yards from Anthony Parker on what started as an innocent toss from Eric Lavich.
Rolling on the field.
Oh, we said it earlier, Anthony Parker has been quiet over the last couple of weeks, but this is a guy who, for my money, is the most explosive offensive player in the country. Given a little bit of space, he is dangerous every time he touches the football. As you see, a difficult man to bring down.
By his talent naturally, his dad, former Stampeder back in 1990. And they are saying that it is first and goal, so it is not a touchdown. spotted the ball at the 1, and now it is confirmed. Glavich with a quarterback keeper. And the Calgary Dinos with serious momentum in this first half.
Eric Glavich with the 1-yard plunge goes right behind his right guard, Reed Alexander, on the play. Big assist, that 58-yard pass and run to Anthony Parker one play earlier.
So just over a minute to go. Let's take a look at Anthony Parker on that run after the pass from Glavich, and a great block here.
Fantastic block by his fellow receiver Taylor Altilio on the play. And Anthony Parker, one of the fastest players in the CIS.
One official called it a touchdown, but you saw it was a good call by the other officials that indeed his knee was down at that 1-yard line. But 3 cracks from there anyways. They only needed 1. And right now, the Calgary Dinos have dominated this second quarter, a quarter with the win.
Anthony Parker, we mentioned earlier in this ballgame, he's been a little bit quiet in the playoffs relative to the pace he had during the regular season. There's a bit of a sense around the Dinos that this could be a big game for him, particularly with Queens focusing so much on the running game, with Matt Walter having the monster week at St. Mary's, the UTEC Bowl. And Parker does in fact break free.
There's a little reverse now. Jimmy Allen outside. Jimmy Allen has room. Allen all the way down to the 30-yard line and more, but there is a penalty marker back at the 5-yard line. The Queens 5-yard line. We'll get that call in a moment. Let's go down to the sideline now and join Paul Hollingsworth.
Well, thank you, Rod, here with Eric Glavich. Eric, tell us about the touchdown drive and how you finally broke through after that team stopped you in 3 earlier drives.
Just a little zone read play. Parker broke, started up the seam, hit him in stride, and when Parker gets the ball in the field, in open field, he makes stuff happen, and that's pretty much it.
How's your hand?
Hand's fine, no injuries. Just want to win this Vanier.
Thanks for this.
Thank you.
Denied of Vanier a couple of years ago because of injury with St. Mary's.
Retinue holding against Queens. Ball is on the 13 line. We go back half the distance. Premier SA, first down.
Nothing going right for the Queens University Gaels right now. That return nullified. It was an 87-yard run back. A long, long field to go for Danny Brannigan and the Gaels. Try to pull a little closer before the half. Hands it off up the gut.
Relax. Easy. No. It's your man pushing him on there, my friend. Let's go.
Coming into this ball game, a question mark for Blake Nill is how his secondary and his entire defense would react to this high-octane Queens offense.
Been up to the challenge so far, but that young secondary hasn't been tested a great deal. The wind is affecting the play calling. We've seen Queens run the ball a fair bit. Anticipate seeing them in the second half look to open things up a bit.
Brannigan out of the backfield, tried a little lob dump pass for Wahlberg, and now with 35 seconds to go, third down. And Dan Village, who we already saw pooch one high into the air, has to kick against the wind.
Well, this would be a good time to take a safety.
Yeah, absolutely. Very worst, you give up 2, kick it away. Wind is howling here. Otherwise, you could possibly give up another 7. Village isn't even coming out to kick. It's Jimmy Allen in the end zone. Will bide some time, kind of run around with it a little bit. And finally step out and give up the 2 points.
Let's go!
Queens trying to run a little bit of time off the clock late in the first half. Had the return man, Jimmy Allen, back there to take that snap. Wait up about 9 seconds with that play, but you know, Rod, we've talked so much about how the wind is affecting this football game. Calgary won the coin toss and deferred. We'll expect that they're going to take the wind in the fourth quarter as well.
Very uneven field here so far. Dinos lead 25-7. It was 7-7 after one quarter. That cautious out of the gate play from both teams. Dinos riding the wind in the second quarter. That's Cheyenne's Gaels. Last year were a threat. Danny Brannigan. Chance to take his team to the Vanier Cup. Suffered a concussion just before the semifinal. Was affected by it. They never made it there. This is a team that has faced a lot of adversity, so an 18-point deficit is nothing to them. Again, up high in the sky, and it's fumbled. Dinos smother it. Stephen Lumbala falling back on the football, and one of those guys with connections to CFL players, his brother Rolly, member of the BC Lions. A little different player, a little different back than his older brother, but you might see Stephen Lumbala in the Canadian Football League someday.
Wouldn't surprise me a bit. Stephen, the slasher, compared to brother Rolly, the banger. They make a pretty good backfield tandem, though.
Yeah, they would. Eric Lavich, most of those numbers rolled up in this second quarter. He's still throwing. Once again, Kuhorn close to the 50. 17 seconds, just a couple of more tosses, and they could be in field goal position for Aaron Ifield. His longest of the year, 46, but with this wind, you might be able to kick one from 50 and beyond here today. Stepping out of bounds, Attilio.
Now, your one gamble that you've got to keep in mind when you're Calgary. Exactly. You want to be very aware in a long field goal attempt. You've got one of the most dangerous return men in the country waiting in the end zone if you miss. And he had a major turning point in last week's game, 120-yard missed field goal return for a touchdown against Laval.
11 seconds to go before halftime, so it'll have to be a quick hitter. Lavich. And that won't do it, so 6.8 seconds to go. Only gets to the 50-yard line of Queens. Lavich, who was hurt early in the ball game, hurt his hand. Like he was hit last week. Actually was knocked from the ball game in St. Mary's as well, but came back and led his team to victory. .8, you might have time for a quick out route to leave a second left on the clock and then bring out Ifield.
Yeah, there's definitely time to run one more play here. But as you said, Rod, it would have to be a sideline type play where they can get out of bounds, stop the clock, and have time to trot the field goal team out.
Calgary Dinos scored first in this ball game thanks to a penalty interference call on a fake field goal. Queens responded, then looked to take momentum on what looked like a potential fumble by Eric Lavich in the final play of the first quarter. It wasn't. Officials ruled that was an incomplete pass, and Calgary's taken over from there. Parker trying to get out of bounds, and he does not. Time had expired. That's the first half. The second quarter dominated by the Calgary Dinos, 25-7. The University of Calgary leads at the 45th Vanier Cup Championship from Laval. Welcome back to Quebec City, Pep Stadium, Laval University campus, the 45th Vanier Cup Championship. Rod Black along with Dwayne Ford with you here at halftime. You know, a lot of numbers, you can crunch them, but you can also crunch the wind gauge, because really that was the difference so far in this ball game. 18-0, 18 unanswered points by Calgary in that second quarter.
Yeah, they really caught fire in the second, but it was the way they managed things in the first half. A fake field goal that kept the Queens offense off the field a little longer and allowed them to get 7 points on a 1-yard plunge going into that win. Queens managed to respond right back with the wind at their back, but this touchdown pass to Scott Valberg were Queens' only points with the wind. They were never really able to take advantage of that. All of a sudden it gets to the second half, or second quarter, excuse me. After this delay, Eric Glavich avoiding the fumble call on that play, they maintained possession. But with the wind, Glavich catches fire, those 18 points, 3 field goals, the 1 touchdown set up by that 59-yard pass and run to Anthony Parker allowed the Dinos to have a commanding halftime lead here.
Indeed they do. Here are our numbers brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, proud partner of the CIS. You see the numbers from the Dinos, 159 of those yards coming in that wind-assisted second quarter. So with Calgary head coach Blake Nill, here's our Paul Hollingsworth.
Like, this game was like a chess match early on, but your team found a way to score 17, make that 18 straight points. What adjustments have you made?
Well, we're basically making some big plays. We're having problems running up the middle. We're trying to go outside a little more, put the hands in Eric a little bit more, but defensively is where we're coming up with a big game so far.
They stopped 3 of your drives in which you had to go for a field goal. How tough is that, their defense in critical situations like that?
Their defense is playing well. We just need to make our plays. If we can make our plays, we're in good shape. Just play solid football, not give up the big play, and we'll be all right.
Thanks for this, Blake.
Thanks, Paul.
30 minutes away from a Vanier Cup championship. Can Queens come back? We'll find out when we return to Quebec City. He's had a stellar career as a university quarterback, 2 Heck Crichtons, 2 awards as the best player in the country with different universities, but he has not won a Vanier Cup. 30 minutes away, perhaps, from winning his first. Eric Glavich won a Heck Crichton. He had shorter hair a couple of years ago.
Yeah, 2007 as a member of the St. Mary's Huskies. As you saw, he was on crutches to collect that one. Unable to join his team on the field in the 2007 Vanier Cup. But again, 2009, the hair's a little longer, the knee is a little healthier. The outlook with a 25-7 lead at halftime, a little sunnier for Eric Glavich's Vanier Cup hopes.
You talk about a guy who can improvise on the go. That is Eric Glavich. The reason that he is a Heck Crichton winner. He is a natural-born leader. That's another thing. His numbers aren't better than anybody else's. He throws at a great success rate. But it's his ability to lead his team, particularly in a deficit. They have a big lead right now, 25-7, as we head to the second half, the third quarter. The Calgary Dinos, who won the toss, will have the wind in the final quarter, and right now it's up to the men in gold, the Queen's University Gaels, to try to seize some momentum with the breeze at their backs.
It's now or never for the Gaels. They're going to start the third quarter with the ball in the wind. They've got to start right now cutting into this 18-point deficit.
Highfield with a kick. And Danny Brannigan and company will set up shop near their 35-yard line to begin this third quarter. Danny Brannigan, an outstanding season. Another one. Second all-time on the CIS yardage list. Burlington native, the 23-year-old, playing his final game with Queens today. Wants to go out a winner. Had nothing going for him in that second quarter against the wind, and whistle blows.
Tom Thorette, timeout, Calgary.
Calgary taking a timeout. Must have been a personnel issue. Andrea Bonaventura coming over.
You hate to see a team burn a timeout on the first play coming out after they've had the entire halftime to get everybody on the same page. Blake Nill is displeased with the call as I am.
65 for Queens, 213 for Calgary. L'attaque totale at the event.
The right formation now. Here's the rush. Brannigan, Valberg. Drops short of a first down. Get a chance to chat with that leading pass catcher. It is a first down. They'll move the sticks. Yesterday, he's a guy in education studies at Queens, a very classy young man. He wanted us to say hi to a public school class in Kingston that he had a chance to teach a bunch of grade sixers as they hurry up here. Brannigan hangs in and throws it off the turf. Scott Valberg wanted to say hi to Miss Brennan's grade 6 class because they sent him a bunch of letters and well wishes and wanted to make sure that he had a chance to thank them.
Second and 10.
That class at Lancaster Drive Public School in Kingston.
Second down now after that incomplete pass from the Queens 50. The rush again, deep downfield. Sheehan has it. He'll score. Touchdown, Queens. What a quick strike. The bomb to Devin Sheehan.
You talk about a group of guys understanding a sense of urgency. That's the Queens Gaels on this play. Devin Sheehan, the middle receiver in this trips three-man formation. He's just running a straight seam route. This has been his bread and butter. Appears to be cover 3. That means 3 men in the deep zone. He splits those 2 defenders. Quarterback Danny Brannigan threads the needle. Partner, we got ourselves a ball game again.
You see the difference, the authority that Brannigan was throwing the football so far in this second half he could not do against the wind. Quickly, the Gaels score and are down 11. Fourth year phys ed student Devin Sheehan, the son of head coach Pat Sheehan. 60-yard bomb from Danny Brannigan. You saw the arm strength, Brannigan hanging in. And the Queens Gaels have cut into this big Calgary lead. Quickly they do it too. Stephen Lumbala. Down he goes at the 10-yard line.
Get another look here at the touchdown. Devin Sheehan is the man starting deep in motion in that backfield. Once again, zone coverage. He splits the seam between the corner, Michael Lau, the safety, Wyatt Getty on that play. When we say the seam, that means basically the dividing line between the 2 zones in which those guys are defending, meaning each of them has the farthest possible distance to try and get to the receiver. Perfect throw from Danny Brannigan for the major.
Long field. 100 yards. To the Queens goal line now for Eric Glavich. Can he ride his hot arm from the first half? Buhorn can't bring it in.
Well, those are the kind of plays they're going to need to come up with. The passing game is going to be a little bit less precise here for Calgary in the third quarter. Again, that's the impact of the win. We saw the struggles Danny Brannigan had through the entire second quarter dealing with it.
And again, if Queens should stop them here, don't be surprised that Calgary will give up 2. Again, looking for Parker. Long toss. Anthony Parker knocked away. Good D from David Rooney. Came back to the Queens program. Quitting back in 2004, did some traveling abroad, some studying. Back with Pat Sheehan again, and coach is happy to have David Rooney back.
A veteran guy in man coverage against Anthony Parker. But again, we keep talking about this win. Eric Glavich put that ball up and hung up there. Parker got in a step behind Rooney, but the ball just hung up and basically came straight down, which prevented Parker from separating it all to the ball.
Highfield will run around and he will give up 2. So just like Queens had to do against the Wind late in the second quarter, Calgary does now. 25-16 is the score. 9 quick points put on the board. Just over 2 minutes of play in the third quarter by the Queens University Gaels. So Highfield again has to kick it into this wind. Hammers it, but floats down again. Tarian to his 40 to his 45-yard line. And again, Queens is enjoying what Calgary was enjoying in that second quarter. Short field to work with. And a lot easier to throw that football and orchestrate an offense.
Well, the short field is a big part of this. Queens lined up for that kickoff return with their deep returners standing at their own 30-yard line. And that's as far as Highfield is going to be able to kick the ball against this one.
Six receivers set for Brannigan. There's the rush. There's a flag on the play, and oh, a big hit, but a good catch. Chris Ioannidis hauls it in, but will this come back? It's going against Queens.
Oh, what a waste of a tremendous effort by the receiver, Chris Ioannidis, on this play. He's going into traffic. He takes a big lick there from Steve Truzak, but holds on to the football.
Offside, Queens, back 5 yards, repete, Premier USA, repeat first down.
Ioannidis, career high season. That was a highlight reel catch. Taken away. 28-yard gain negated. First and 15. Delayed draw play to Tarian. It's up 7 or 8 yards.
Tarian finished the season ranked 6th in the country in rushing, despite the fact that he and Marty Gordon split time in that backfield. Both actually missed games during the season.
Another timeout here, taken by the Calgary Dinos.
Calgary, timeout, Calgary.
Having to burn a second timeout
on defense
within the first 3.5 minutes of this third quarter. Blake Nill not amused.
With the substitutions between defensive packages for the Dinos, running extra defensive linemen and or linebackers on and off the field. We got caught with too many men on the field that time and wanted to avoid the penalty.
So it will be 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Four receivers to Brannigan's right. Looks left. Down the sideline he goes. And almost picked off. Matt Groen had it in his paws, but now it will be up to Dan Village to kick it away.
That ball sailed a little bit on Danny Brannigan now with that wind at his back. Glorious opportunity for Matt Groen. Turnover would have been big.
Steve Truzak battling with Scott Wahlberg. Brannigan wanting an interference call. Two Dinos back for the return. And it's out of bounds. Much better field position this time around for Eric Lavich. Second time for the Dinos. Scrimmage here in this second half.
Sledding has been tough here for Matt Walter so far in this football game. The Dinos running back who rushed for 230 yards last week against St. Mary's. This would be a terrific time for him to get going, churn some time off the clock, take the pressure off Eric Lavich throwing the ball. Walter thus far with 8 carries for 39 yards in the ball game.
He broke open the ball game last week early. Was used often. Lavich fakes, in trouble, drops the football. It's still on the ground. Walter there. It's still loose. Queens say they have it. No signal yet.
It's a yellow ball.
It is Gael football. Now this is a time when Eric Lavich and his improvisation skills might have been best to just eat it.
Yeah, he sure would have been better off. None other than Shamari Williams, defensive force for the Gaels, the man who comes up with the strip. Talk about a short field for the offense to work with. Now with possession on the Calgary 6-yard line.
Suddenly, this game has turned completely around. Hand off to Terrian. Swallowed up by red and white jerseys. Will be 2nd down and goal.
You and I talked at the start of the 3rd quarter off camera about what Calgary should do, having deferred their decision winning the coin toss, deferring to the second half as to whether to try and bury Queens by taking the wind in the 3rd.
Knocked down. So it will be 3rd down and goal from inside the 5-yard line. Pat Sheehan sent out his field goal unit. Yes, he will. Dan Village will come out and try to kick this little chip shot through the uprights.
Lyndon Gadosh, CIS Rookie of the Year, who already has an interception in this ball game, the man responsible for that knockdown.
A lot of confusion from the Calgary defense. Players going in and out of the lineup right now. Just able to get off the field on time. Field goal is good. An 18-point deficit is now just 6. Well, the Calgary fans who have made the trek to Quebec City cross country, happy right now. A little more nervous than they were early in the ball game. 25-19 now the score for the Dinos. Take over at the 35. And Matt Walter gets the call. Very close to a first down. And last time Eric Lavich had the football, he coughed it up.
Yes, Shamari Williams manages to strip the football, largely because of the coverage. All the receivers covered up. Linebacker Alex DePrato drops in front of the intended receiver, Richard Snyder, on the play. Lavich forced to improvise. There's the danger sometimes with the scrambling quarterback.
Second down, short yardage, Walter again. They'll move the sticks.
Good burst into the line there by Matt Walter, understanding the situation. Walter, who had that 65-yard touchdown last week at St. Mary's, longest run of the day today, 14 yards. Queens defense doing a good job keeping him in check. Queens was the number 3 ranked defense in the country against the run during the regular season.
Going the other way this time. Coehorn picks up half the first down yardage. Both of these teams, even though they have 10-1 marks, have had some anxious moments on their way to the Vanier Cup. Calgary against Saskatchewan in the playoffs, surviving a 1-point game as Coehorn on the end around.
Good support there from the 5th-year free safety, Matt Vickers.
Second down. Parker slips one, shakes another. On the sideline, Anthony Parker again. And there's a penalty marker after he was knocked out of bounds. Will move the football even more. 2 big plays by Anthony Parker. The difference in this ball game.
Well, hello 2011 Canadian Football League draft. You're going to hear Anthony Parker's name called early. His ability to make people miss. He is fantastic in the open field. 2 defenders come up empty.
Unnecessary roughness piling on against Queens. Up 15 yards. It will be Premier USA first down.
First down for the Dinos. 10-yard line. They come right back and answer. Queens quick start here in the second half. Parker 5 catches for 117 yards. Matt Walter nowhere to go.
Walter and Glavich looked a little bit on that play as though they had their signals crossed. Walter took a tighter line to his quarterback and approaching to take the handoff than what Glavich anticipated. The two almost collided here. A lot of this, I think, has to do with Matt Walter, and he's such a student of the game. He's a guy who has really, over the course of his career, learned to understand blocking schemes and has a pretty good idea where that hole is going to open up before he gets the ball, and may have been edging towards that hole before he even had the football.
Lavich won the Heck Crichton this year. Matt Walter was a nominee last year. He is a guy, when he finds an opening, he is by him.
There you see the numbers on Matt Walter. 1,103 yards during the regular season, one of only 2 backs in the country to go over the 1,000-yard mark. in the 8-game season. Pascal Feast of Sherbrooke led the country. A monstrous playoff season for Walter as well, with 494 yards on the ground.
First year nose tackle John Miniacci. Got his St. Michael's College in Toronto, an arts student. Comes off the field. Second down and 9 for the Dinos. Lavich barks out inaudible. Pulls it back, now play action. Lavich to the end zone, and he almost had that picked off. Good coverage, again, blanket coverage from that Gaels secondary.
They managed to get a receiver open late on this route. Anthony Parker slips his coverage, runs that quick out. That frees up Nathan Kuhorn deep in the end zone. Lavich, between the wind and the roll to his left, unable to get much on the throw.
Aaron Ifield's been perfect today from the 40, from the 12, and from the 35. Kick is blocked. It's blocked. The ball is on the ground. And who knows? That could be a huge block in the grand scheme of things, saving 3 points. 6:19 to go in the third.
The Dinos starving for some second half points here against the wind. As much as there of a Queen's push as there may have been, this was just a low kick from Ifield.
Yeah, he kicked it right into his own player.
This ball, you see the pin leading forward a little bit, giving the ball no chance to get up in the air. That's got to be straight up or tilted back towards the kicker a bit.
Flanagan over the middle. Ioannidis again. Well, you would not want to be kicking a 35-yarder into this wind to tie or to win this ball game.
Well, the one positive for Calgary, even though they missed a chance to put some points on the board, is that they ate up some time with that drive and left Queens with a long field.
Long field, and the Queens is going to have to kick it away. Quick 2 and gone. Dan Village will come out and have to punt the football back to Calgary. All that early momentum. The Gaels have flattened out here a bit. Now late in the third quarter. Kuhorn is back. Booming kick. Sends Kuhorn back to his 40-yard line. He watches it bounce out of bounds at the 37. 53-yard boot with the breeze from Dan Village.
Dan Village, better place kicker than he is a punter, but comes up with a big one here to kick the Gaels out of some trouble. This one takes really a Calgary bounce for Nathan Kuhorn, but it goes out of bounds rather than traveling further into Dino territory.
Now Glavich back in business at his 37. Sure, a lot more attention will be paid to number 33, Anthony Parker. Two biggest plays in this ball game so far. There he is again. Parker over the midfield stripe. And the Anthony Parker show so far today.
Parker on this one comes all the way across the field. Starts off on the short side runs what's called a drag route, a short route coming across the field. A little bit of traffic created by Taylor Nill. Picks off or rubs his defender, gives him some space. Nice easy touch pass for Glavich working against this wind. And as you heard Glavich mention earlier in the game, when you can get Parker the ball in space, he makes things happen.
Celebrated his 20th birthday a week ago today. Quick hitter over the middle. Close to moving the sticks once again. Nathan Kuhorn again, the CIS All-Star.
Kuhorn, the middle receiver here. Queens shows some zone coverage this time.
It's another Calgary first down. Glavich has been awfully good despite operating against the wind here so far. And going deep, nobody home. Broken route, but there's a penalty marker. It's at the line of scrimmage. And we'll go against the Dinos.
Portia, offside, Calgary, repeat, Premier SA, repeat first down.
And they'll move them back. First down and 15. From the Queens 41-yard line. Teams are tied at 7 after one quarter. Dinos had 18 points in that second quarter. Glavich, Williams chasing. And again, makes another one count as he finds Richard Snyder.
Glavich gets on the move here. Snyder takes a jolt in the back from Jimmy Allen and manages to come up with the catch for his team. That's what you need from your receivers. It's we talked about early in this third quarter. The passes aren't going to be as precise here. So receivers have to work a little harder to help out their QB.
Big second down, 2nd and 9. Glavich. There's Parker again, first down. When in doubt, call on number 33.
Well, this is a great two-man route here. Kuhorn on the outside goes deep. That pushes the defender off and clears out room on the quick out here for Anthony Parker. Kuhorn pushes the corner off. There's Parker. Just enough room in front of that defender for first down yardage.
Biggest thing of all, the Calgary Dinos have used up a lot of the clock here in this third quarter. And they'll have the wind in the fourth. Glavich. Low toss, incomplete. Taylor Nill unable to sell it.
Crossing routes again from the Dinos. Looked like that one might have been deflected at the line of scrimmage. Nonetheless, it's go for Glavich a little short.
To pass again. Goes to the end zone. Jump ball. Picked off. Another turnover. And free safety Matt Vickers takes it away from the Dinos. Fourth Calgary turnover. Queens with 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in the third has the ball back. Sold out standing room. What a show the people at Laval have put on here. Quebec City this week. They would have loved to have their Rouge et Or here. Two very good teams, though, from Calgary and Queens. One will win the Vanier Cup. Oh, nice catch. Far sideline. Danny Brannigan comes up throwing and finds Scott Valberg. 2 minutes to go with the win after the turnover by Matt Vickers.
Queens, as they've done a couple times here in the third quarter with the wind, trying to make the most of their time going with a no-huddle offense.
And Sheehan wants interference call, but Sheehan won't get it. Brannigan was knocked down. Sheehan, the big play receiver here in this second half.
His 60-yard touchdown catch on the opening drive gave the Gaels life.
Brannigan in trouble. Now time, and he finds the receiver, and it is Sheehan.
How about the composure here from Danny Brannigan? He just does a little shuffle here, sidesteps the rush. A couple receivers, Ioannidis and Sheehan, both in the same vicinity. The latter, Sheehan, on that dig route, comes up with the catch.
Under 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Brannigan again. This one's a wobbler, and Valberg can't catch up with it. Valberg had the earlier touchdown in the first half, Sheehan in the second. Quality receivers here in Queens, and they've had some real quality receivers in this program the last few years. And I would think that one former Queens receiver is probably watching with interest today back in Calgary.
Yeah, one former Queens receiver who, well, he blew his shot to get to the Vanier Cup. Jock Climby in the 1989 Gaels lost to the University of Saskatchewan in the national semifinal game.
Unable to bring it in. Scott Valberg, there's guys like Brad Smith of the Argos, Rob Bagg, the Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
Yeah, there have been a great run of CIS receivers. Those are the names people familiar with the CFL would certainly recognize, but at the college level, guys like James McLean, Craig Spear, Ian Fleming, the list goes on. Queens has been known under Pat Sheehan as a great passing school. Think about the years of Tom Dennison winning at Crichton at quarterback.
Another towering boot from Village. Mill. This is a big victory here for the Calgary Dinos. Yes, they gave up some points here in this third quarter. Still having a 6-point lead, 42 seconds to go, and most of all, they'll have the wind at their backs for the fourth.
The Dinos, again, missed a couple of good opportunities with the blocked field goal, the interception in the end zone, chances to put points on the board against the Wind. But what they did accomplish with both those possessions were long drives that ate up a lot of Queens' time with the wind at their backs. And also pushed the Gaels deep into their own territory. That field position is so important with the way the wind has affected the kicking game.
Two drives in particular that ate up tons of the clock.
Yeah, between those two drives, about 6.5 minutes. And then Danny Brannigan didn't have the football in his hands.
Eric Lavich and Danny Brannigan have been kind of kindred spirits through their university career. Their paths have crossed obviously here today. They used to play against each other in their high school years, their teenage years.
The two of them both playing minor football in Ontario. Lavich for the Pickering, Ontario Dolphins, just east of Toronto. Brannigan for the Burlington Stampeders, west of Toronto, playing for summer league teams where they would frequently face each other.
Walter can't fight for yardage. Final few ticks of the third quarter here. Vanier back in the game. Made the tackle.
Top the red. Timeout, Queens.
Vanier, a guy who had big shoes to fill coming into this Queens program as a freshman, with the departure of D. Sterling from that defensive line. Sterling now with the Edmonton Eskimos.
Queens calling a timeout, looking for a stop here, and then trying to get Calgary to kick into the wind. See if the clock will be their friend here. Gaels knew they had to put up points in a hurry. Down 18. Put a quick 9 on the board. Look back at that play where they were first and goal from near the 5-yard line and only being able to get 3 points there. Kind of sputtered after that. Didn't have the same momentum.
The Dinos have done well to weather the storm here. The way Queens came out to start this third quarter. And Calgary reeling back on their heels. A couple of quick strikes.
Well, second down and 10 has been Anthony Parker time. Let's see if Glavich will go to him. Walter in the backfield. Glavich rolls out of the pocket, takes it himself head first. He takes a lick. Gets right up. And
yeah, he's
Glavich,
probably going right down.
Yeah, he really got rocked here. Let's take a look.
Well, Eric Glavich goes in head first here. Takes a helmet-to-helmet shot from Stephen Laporte.
He looks like
no intent to injure on Laporte's part. It's just the way the collision occurred. And really, Glavich is the one who initiated the contact. Falling off balance. He's looking wobbly heading for the sidelines.
He is. Banged up early, hurt his left hand. Came back in the ball game, but and Paul Hollingsworth is down there. We'll get a report. So that timeout worked well for Queens.
It was 6 seconds. It was a running play. The clock does not stop. Therefore, we will have one more play in the third quarter.
So they will have to make Calgary kick into this wind. Final play of the third quarter.
Jimmy Allen, the dangerous Queens return man, just on his own side of midfield here to receive the punt from Ifield.
Over and kick. Allen at the midfield stripe. Swarm there. That's 3 quarters. 15 minutes to go. The 45th Vanier Cup. Calgary ahead 25-19. 25-19 Calgary. Heading to the fourth quarter here at Pep Stadium. Our third quarter numbers brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, proud partner of the CIS.
Well, the big thing playing out in a game with the wind being so strong, Calgary controlling that time of possession over 25 and a half of the 45 minutes played thus far.
And Calgary with the wind. They'll be on defense here to begin the fourth quarter. Brannigan marks out some signals here. Play action, can't find anybody, finally does, and a first down. It's Blaze Morrison with the reception down to the 35-yard line.
Well, they've got Blaze Morrison. You look at Devin Sheehan, wide open again down the seam on this play. Nobody went with him. This is a home run shot waiting to happen for the Queens Gaels.
Well, let's see if they identify that. Queens down 6. Left side goes Terrian. Hit hard. Rumbles for a few. Let's go down to the sideline and join Paul.
Rod, just spoke with quarterback Eric Lovich just seconds ago. He was getting his leg worked on, his left leg. He says he's in a lot of pain, but he told me he will go back into the game. In fact, he said nothing could keep him from coming out of this game with his team in the lead, 1 quarter away from their Vanier Cup victory, Rod.
Deke Jr., the backup, we saw him earlier, is warming up. 2nd down and 2. Terrian nowhere to go. So looks like they're going to be shy of this 1st down.
They need to leave that offense on the field and go for it here on 3rd and short. Given the impact the wind has had on this football game.
Even if you go to kick a field goal here, normally in a championship game you take the points, but it'll be about 33 yards, 34-yard field goal, which translates to almost 50 yards against this wind.
Yeah, it's that strong. But given the urgency for Queens to put up points, particularly to get a touchdown.
Look at that,
no
just
better time
inches.
than the present.
Just inches.
Yeah, even regardless of the score and game situation, with just inches to gain, keep the ball in your hands and go for it in any case.
Flanagan goes behind center this time. We'll move forward and we'll have the 1st down.
Nice patience here from Brannigan to wait for the blocking scheme to develop. Pick a little bit of a soft spot, just a quick hesitation. Really slide to his right. Pick up the 1st down easily.
Close to the red zone now. Looking for the end zone though. Slashing up the middle once again is Terrian. Another big 2nd down call coming from Brannigan.
Queens running game relies so much on these draw plays. Such a passing-based offense. You want to set up and give that pass look, and it becomes a delayed handoff to Terrian. That time a sprint draw where Danny Brannigan actually continues out of the pocket.
Blaze Morrison wide right, top of your screen. Valberg the bottom, the short side of the field. He's looking that way. To Valberg, touchdown! Queens! And they have come all the way back. Tie ball game, a point after. They will take their 1st lead of the game.
And the Gaels motion here to get the country's leading receiver all by himself on the short side. Wahlberg sells it, he's going down to the inside, then a quick break back out to the corner. Gets him open, his 2nd touchdown of the game. Ties it up. The convert to come.
Queens University Gaels down 18, but all the way back, 26-25 with 12 and a half to go. Scott Valberg's 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
Keep an eye on this play at number 42, linebacker Chase Moore. He's on the outside at the left end of the screen. He starts to follow the receiver, where if he lets him go earlier because he's got support and coverage behind him, he could pressure Brannigan on this throw, not give him quite as much time to get that ball as accurately as he did to Scott Valberg.
Perfectly thrown football by Brannigan. Queens scores its 1st points against the wind here today. They have their 1st lead. Anthony Parker brings it up near the 40-yard line. Eric Lavich, bad hand, banged up knee. Nothing will keep him off the field right now. 17 of 27. Working with the wind now, but trailing by a point.
The Dinos put all their eggs in this basket. The wind in the fourth quarter. See if they can make it all worthwhile.
Parker again. Another first down. Great toss again by Glavich.
Well, this is the guy that the Gaels just haven't been able to handle all day. Often on these quick out routes, Anthony Parker getting chased from the inside by a linebacker, in that case Alex DePrado. With Parker's speed, it's tough to try and close on him from that inside position.
Walter in the backfield, Glavich behind center. Into Gael territory. Glavich back pedals, takes off now. Here comes the rush again. Escapes again. Glavich in trouble, sacked. Stephen Laporte giving chase. A number of guys in gold try to track down number 10.
Again, it's the high risk, high reward of a scrambling quarterback like Eric Glavich. Sometimes he makes things happen. The long pass where a receiver eventually comes open. And sometimes this is the result. As he scrambles backward, lost field position. Big sack there from Osi Ukuoma.
14-yard loss. Glavich calls his own number. But the Calgary Dinos are going to have to kick the football back to Queens.
They need a big kick here from Ifield. Give a lot of credit, though, to this Gaels defense, and I know part of their preparation, these two teams didn't have familiarity with each other, no common opponents, hadn't faced each other since that 1983 Vanier Cup, and only a handful of game film. But the Gaels had the opportunity to face a pretty similar guy in terms of his style in Guelph quarterback Justin Dunk, and no doubt their game plan has gone back to some similar concepts.
Highfield launches. Jimmy Allen from his 10. He has some room here. Jimmy Allen finding a seam. Gets a block, brings it to the 37-yard line. 26-25, Gaels at the Vanier Cup. Oh, to be a university student again. To the Vanier Cup, enjoying the party and what has turned to a very exciting football game here in the fourth quarter. Danny Brannigan comes up throwing. And what a catch by Blaze Morrison! Into traffic, into Calgary territory.
So this is just classic Danny Brannigan, standing in the pocket waiting to make this throw. And how about the catch from Morrison? Going up, adjusting to that football. Terrific body control. Danny Brannigan got drilled by Carlos Guglielmi on this play. Absolutely buried. But the fifth-year quarterback stands in there to make his play.
Boy, you talk about two quarterbacks taking their lumps today and doing everything they can to get their team this cup. Brannigan stands in again, over the middle, another one! Ioannidis with the reception.
You think these Queens veterans want to be national champions?
Down to the 25-yard line, and Danny Brannigan in the second quarter had flatlined in this ball game, has come alive in the second half.
We've seen it with Devin Sheehan a couple times. This time they go to Ioannidis over on the other side, attacking the seams when they get zone coverage. Just vertical seam routes, straight down the field, splitting the defenders. And let Danny Brannigan go to work with his surgical precision.
game. His great career coming to an end at Queens today. We'll step into the accounting world after this. Injured Dino. Steve Kuzak is on the turf. 9:46 to go. Well, he's rewritten the record books. He and Michael Folds, both Western quarterback, put on a show this year in the OUA.
5 times he's been over 400 yards, twice over 500 this season. Not bad for 11 games of work.
A week ago, they shocked and upset the Laval Rouge et Or, the #1 ranked team, to make it. The Rouge et Or home turf here for the Vanier Cup. Marty Gordon taking the handoff.
Like the way they came out to start that third quarter, the big strike to Devin Shea, and suddenly provided a little bit of confidence for this Queens offense. Suddenly it didn't matter whether they had the wind at their backs or blowing in their faces.
This is where they went to Valberg last time. Handing off this time on second down. Ball was loose. As you can see the yardstick at the far side. We'll have to wait for the spot. Might be a favorable one. It is. It's a first down, Queens. Here's another thing. They are now doing what Calgary did to them in that third quarter, using up some of the clock.
Absolutely, taking a little more time in the huddle, letting that clock tick down before they snap the football.
Off again, daylight, touchdown! Marty Gordon and the Queens Gaels increase this lead.
Middle linebacker Andrea Bonaventura has a chance in the backfield, but just a little late getting through all that traffic. Gives just enough time for Marty Gordon to bounce it to the outside. Absolutely no one home in run support out there from the secondary.
Fourth year phys ed student out of Kingston. Guy who last year took over from the injured Mike Giffen. Big touchdown here. Gaels, 8.5 minutes away from a Vanier Cup. They were not this happy back in the second quarter, trust me. Queens Gaels have come to life. Ever since they trotted out of that locker room. Queens University Gaels leading 33-25. Kick that went out of bounds.
Everybody clap your hands.
Little pooched kick. Calgary Dinos will take over. Look at this game. 7-7 early. 18 straight for Calgary. Wind-aided second quarter. Wind-aided Queens 12-pointer. And then against the wind, the Gaels here in this fourth quarter. When it comes down to crunch, yesterday, Calgary coach Blake Mill, as we tried to dissect the game and analyze it, said, you know what, these teams are so close, it's probably going to be a 15-minute game. And that's what it is, the fourth quarter.
Mill has proven to be very prophetic. Now his team tries to come back for the first time in this football game.
Down 8, Eric Lavich. Little out pattern, nice catch. Nathan Kuhorn. Expect to hear that name quite a bit. Kuhorn and Anthony Parker here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, the dynamic duo, the two of them combined for 87 catches during the regular season. Kuhorn, the first team All-Canadian. Parker, second team All-Canadian this season.
Walter has room. Walter near the 30-yard line. One of his big gains as he busts one.
Just as the Queens defense starts to anticipate that Calgary is going to be all about putting the ball to the air, suddenly they go to the ground. Matt Walter's away. Great block here by the right tackle. Big stud, Kirby Fabian. He drives his man to the outside, opens up the lane for his back. Matt Walter does the rest. Good presence of mind to get two hands on that football just as he goes into traffic.
Walter again after his biggest run of the game, a 25-yarder. Peels off another 7. Almost 8 yards from Walter. 7.5 minutes to go.
It's a three-headed monster for Calgary offensively. Walter, Parker, and Kuhorn. During the regular season, those guys combined for an average of 384 yards a game offensively.
And Walter again, inside the red zone, inside the 15.
And how about this response from the Dinos with all the momentum going against them?
And an unpredictable response because you think when you're down 8 and the urgency is there, they might be going to the air. Instead, they stay on the ground.
That puts the game in the hands of the offensive line, and they're doing a terrific job run blocking right now.
Tilio and Kuhorn, the receivers split. Looking for Kuhorn, end zone. No flag. And Nathan Kuhorn comes up limping.
Kuhorn gets tangled up with the defender at the end of the play. That's defensive back David Rooney. Great coverage by Rooney. Tough to tell exactly what the injury is there for Kuhorn.
It hit his knee. Good non-call there too. Good coverage. Lavich wanted the penalty.
Second team All-Star in the OUA this season.
Vanier is in the house. Vanier Cup.
Big
1-1 back in '89. A lot of these players, you had a chance to go on to a CFL career. Great many more do not play professional football, and it's
when you play Canadian University football, that is all that matters.
And of course, the Grey Cup goes tomorrow, the 97th. Montreal, Saskatchewan, McMahon Stadium. And our Grey Cup Saturday will continue. We'll send you back to McMahon Stadium and to the city of Calgary a little later after this ball game for more previews leading up to the big game tomorrow. Kuhorn is all right. Likely see him shortly. Lavich comes back in the huddle. Big down here for the Dinos. 2nd down and 10. Looking for Parker. He has it. He's got a touchdown. Punch, counter punch. Here in Quebec City. Lots of time left. Do you go for the 2-point convert?
Well, they're sending out their kicker, Aaron Ifield, which I find shocking that the Dinos wouldn't go for 2 here.
And they have turned around some of their bigger guys in Glavich, and they are going to go for 2. Now keep in mind, these are guys that have used up 2 timeouts here in this second half. They had best hurry. 17 seconds, 15 seconds on the play clock. 2-point convert coming.
Hustle to the line.
8 seconds now on the play clock. Glavich has to hurry. Two-point convert attempt now. Lavich. Can't find anybody. Throws now. And not caught.
Great
Laying
effort.
out was Matt Walter. Unable to come up with the football. Still, the Calgary Dinos rally back. They are now down 2.
Tremendous effort here from Matt Walter. Diving in an attempt to come up with this catch in his fingertips.
Wow.
But just as he comes down to the field with his outstretched arm, that's a tough position to try and hold on to the football.
6.5 to go. 33-31 Queens. We expected some fireworks. Two close teams, two 10-1 teams. Ranked 2 and 4, forget the rankings though. One best in the West, one best in the East, and they have put on a show here.
Six and a half minutes is an eternity in Canadian football. The Dinos need their defense to come up big here, give them as much time as possible, try and regain the lead.
Benefit of that wind again could really play into this. High field to kick off. Jimmy Allen fakes the reverse, gets a block to the 20. He steps out of bounds at the Queens bench just inside the 25-yard line. Queens Gaels have roared back in this in the second half.
Yeah, completely different football team, and it all started on their first possession. 60-yard home run to Devin Sheehan, straight down the seam. The strength of Danny Brannigan in this offense. Then deep in Dinos territory, to go to the nation's leading receiver, Scotty Wahlberg. Third touchdown on the ground. Marty Gordon bounces one to the outside to give the Gaels a fourth-quarter lead.
Brannigan stands in, a bit of a wobbler to Wahlberg. Lunging forward, has a first down.
Nice second effort there from Scott Wahlberg. Fight for that first down yard. Dinos give him a little bit of a cushion in that zone coverage. Brannigan stands in, delivers the ball.
Almost 19,000 people here in this stadium today. Gordon rumbles for a first down after taking a big jolt. Gordon becoming a factor here in this fourth quarter.
This run looked a lot like Marty Gordon's touchdown run. What a nice physical play, big collision here, listen for it. Marty Gordon drops this Calgary defensive back, Steve Truzak.
Shotgun again for Brannigan. 5.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Nursing a 2-point lead. Gives it to Gordon again, is wrestled to the ground. The midfield strike. Stadium, I mentioned 19,000. 80% Laval Rouge-Or fans, 10% Calgary fans, 10% Kingston fans based on ticket sales. I can tell you though, two very nervous cities, excited cities watching right now. They have to be rocking in Calgary and down the road in Kingston right now.
It's been such a good game. I think the local fans have forgotten that the home team isn't here.
Exactly. Knocked down.
Big
Chase Moore.
This is a guy who has a knack for always being around the ball for this Dinos defense. Fifth-year veteran comes up with a big play. He comes from the top of the screen off the left edge. Get the hands up and bat it down.
4:51 to go. Dan Village will kick it away. It is also starting to get dark here in Quebec City. Stadium does not have lights. And we are about 20 minutes away from sunset.
Well, that's one thing we've noticed during our stay here the last few days. It gets dark early in Quebec City. The stadium doesn't have lights.
Do they bring their cars out if we go to overtime? Hand off up the middle. Calgary down 2 points. Walter again. Just over 4 minutes to go. 3:15 Eastern time. It was dark about 3:45 yesterday. Pitch dark. Taylor nil. It will be another Calgary first down. They can eat up the clock here. They can also put it into position to win it on the toe of Aaron Ifield.
By the linebacker, Stephen Laporte. Get enough of Taylor Nil to pull him down. He had a little bit of a seam to turn it up though.
Mr. Dependable again. Matt Walter sets up another big second down play. A game that began very innocently and cautiously for both sides. It's turned into a thriller here in the second half. Lavich, what a catch. Fumble football. It's on the ground. Queens has it. Richard Snyder fumbled the football. And a huge turnover here with 3 minutes to go.
Richard Snyder, the inside receiver closest to the bottom of your screen, makes a great catch here over the shoulder. A big pop from Ben DeAndrea and Chris Smith. Knocks the ball loose. Smith comes up with the recovery. Smith did well to get to that football, given that he took time out in between to celebrate the hit.
Linebacker out of Toronto, played high school ball at St. Michael's College, a very versatile player. Played 8 different positions at St. Mike's. 4th-year economics student. 3-minute warning. 33-31. Queens in the lead with the ball after a big turnover by Chris Smith. 3 minutes away. Who will win the 2009 Vanier Cup? Last time Queens won it. Last time they were in it, 1992. Calgary, 1995. One team will end a long drought in a few moments. After the fumble pickup by Chris Smith, Marty Gordon on the ground.
First downs would go a long way here for the Queens Gaels. Putting points on the board would be a big bonus.
A team that used to be known as the Golden Gaels. A name that was taken away from them. They are now the Gaels again, but they'll always kind of have that golden tone, won't they?
Well, they sure love to be golden when all is said and done today.
And again, pump fake down the sideline. And is it caught? Scott Valberg has it. What a clutch grab. On a bit of a floater from Danny Brannigan.
Well, the first ball thrown to Scott Valberg in this game, he dropped. He's come up with a number of biggies since. Frankly, that one ranks right up there with the 2 touchdown catches.
They can find the end zone here. It would be extraordinarily difficult for the Dinos to come back in this game.
Okay, guys, okay. Yeah. Spot, Danny. Yeah, good spot.
Et restez là pour la présentation de la compagnie.
2:16 to go, trying to make it a two-possession game.
And once again,
Pat Sheehan has been here before with Concordia.
after the game. Thank you.
Almost got here last year, has never won the Vanier Cup. Mike Mill has won twice with St. Mary's. Trying to bring one to Calgary. On the ground again, Gordon retreating, now goes forward and is given a rough ride near the sideline. So it will be third down. A minute 49 to go.
I love the clock management from Danny Brannigan on that play. Snapped the ball with 2 seconds left on the play clock.
Danny Brannigan is not coming off his field. Third down upcoming. It'll be 3rd and 1. It's a long one, though.
Blaze Morrison gets hurt. Trying to throw a block. Calgary defensive lineman Andrew Obrecht going a little out of his weight class there.
Third down upcoming. Brannigan has not left the field. 3rd and a long one. Field goal, albeit into the wind, but it's still well within the range of Dan Village. Makes it a 5-point game. You make Calgary go down and score a touchdown. Or you get your first down, you keep them up.
Yeah, a first down, you don't give them a chance.
But should you be stopped, then you also put it on the toe of Aaron Ifield.
Well, Pat Sheehan's a bit of a no guts, no glory kind of guy.
Well, one of the biggest plays of the game of the season right here. Third down, a long 1 yard. Brannigan, shotgun, the handoff, and lunging forward is Gordon. And here is the spot.
No way.
Watch the effort from Marty Gordon at the end of this play. Sam Hurl steps up to hit him. As Gordon lunges forward.
And they are going to measure here. You can see the third down marker on the far sideline. First down. Queens offensive lineman feels they got it. They did. Big third down gamble pays off.
With the offensive weapons that Calgary has, you don't want to give them a chance with the football.
Boy, but a risky little call there. Handoff, shotgun, backfield. The backfire on you. You're right, Pat Sheehan has a lot of faith in Danny Brannigan and his offense. First and 10 from the 13.5-yard line.
Double tight ends for Queens.
Keeping on the ground again, and churning for more yardage again is Marty Gordon. Hardly called his name in the first half.
Well, Jimmy Terrian carried the load in the early going for Queens. But Marty Gordon has gotten hot here in the second half. It's kind of been his ball game down the stretch. It's up to Marty Gordon to be the closer here.
Again, eating up valuable seconds, making it very difficult for Calgary. Second down and 2. Gordon.
Okay, easy. Nice spot.
Here comes the spot. might be first and goal after this play. Which might be the worst thing for the Calgary Dinos. Because again, they can still eat up this clock, and 2-point lead, it's a 2-possession game. They're gonna have to go down and score if they get a touchdown. Go down and score and then have an onside kick as well.
Think back, Rod, to those 2 timeouts that the Dinos burned early in the 3rd quarter because of defensive substitution and call issues. They'd sure love to have those back in their pocket right now.
So it will be 3rd down, which again will eat up more seconds on the clock here. Nothing you can do for Blake Nill and Calgary Dinos. Pat Shane's teams controlled the ball on this drive. The biggest play in the game turns out to be that fumble by Richard Snyder.
Yeah, no turning back.
Third and 1. Brannigan down to the goal line. 25 seconds to go, 1st and goal. You think Calgary just might... I mean, your only chance is to get the football back. When
yeah, you have to do everything.
Do you let them score, then go?
For Queens, it's not about scoring. 25.7 seconds left, and the other team's got no timeouts.
That's it.
They can nail it down. This is done.
Clock ticking down. What a second half comeback. Gaels are still golden. It's been a long time since they were here. Queens, you are kings of university football in Canada. Danny Brannigan's final game could not have written a better script. What a season for the young man. What a season for this team. The Queens University Gaels are Vanier Cup champions.
Player of the game, none other than Danny Brannigan. 285 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air. The biggest thing was the poise of Brannigan leading this team back. After a poor first half, they came out flying in the 3rd quarter. It was all about their 5th-year quarterback. The number 2 passer in Canadian history leaves the game as number 1.
Player of the game brought to you by BlackBerry. 33-31. Thriller in Quebec City, the first ever Vanier Cup held here. Eric Lavich and the Calgary Dinos will finish as runner-ups. The 2009 Desjardins Vanier Cup on TSN is brought to you in part by Desjardins. The largest cooperative financial group in Canada is proud to support Canadian inter-university sport. By Mitsubishi Motors, makers of the best back cars in the world. By Wilson, the only football on the field for all the CFL and CIS teams. Wilson, number 1 in football. And by BlackBerry. Get the best phones on the best network, like the BlackBerry Bold 9700 global smartphone from Bell. TSN Turning Point is brought to you by Desjardins.
That turning point came on the opening possession of the 3rd quarter. Danny Brannigan stepped back and lost it 60 yards to Devin Sheehan for the touchdown that got the Gaels going.
Got him going and got them the Vanier Cup, which will be presented shortly. A turning point brought to you by Desjardins. Let's go down to Paul Hollingsworth, the star of the game.
The start of the game, indeed, Danny, your team was in a lot of trouble at the first half. You put 26 points up on the board. What adjustments did you make? What did the team say at halftime to make the outcome like this?
I don't think we really made too many adjustments. It was just a matter of going in there, settling down. It's been a bit of a different week for us. I mean, we've been here in Quebec City for a couple days. We were at home the past couple games, so a couple changes. We had to go in there, relax, and execute what we're doing.
2 minutes ago, your father came by, gave you a hug. Both of you became choked up. Your final football game, you leave a Vanier Cup champion. How emotional is that for you and your family and your teammates?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, 5 years ago, this was the goal, and what more can you ask for? A close game, your last game is a championship game, and end on a win. That's awesome.
Thanks for this. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You know, Dwayne Ford, that game was a microcosm of Queen's entire season. Team that was against the wall, it seemed so many times. Maybe a lot of people that didn't believe that Queens could get here, never mind out of their conference get here. They certainly have a lot of belief in Danny Brannigan and this entire Queens team.
Well, the Queens program basically put its hopes 5 years ago on a first-year quarterback. And the faith they had in Danny Brannigan paid off here today in a big way.
Well, here are the presentations now. Most Outstanding Player Award. Let's go down to the field.
Chris Smith, number 29.
Chris Smith, you talk about a timely hit, timely strip, and fumble recovery. That also was a big turning point.
Chris Smith is a guy who's going to have a shot. 2010 is his draft year, and I'd be surprised if he's not running around on a CFL field next season.
Now the offensive MVP could be any one of the receivers. Wahlberg had a great game. Devin Sheehan had a great game. No doubt. Who's number one here? I don't think they heard yet the announcement from the announcer. It is Danny Brannigan.
Alors, mesdames et messieurs, la remise est dans la 45 Coupe Vanier. Nous allons demander à nos dignitaires à Clint Hamilton de SIC. Please proceed with the Vanier Cup trophy presentation.
It's a humble guy. He doesn't even know he was the MVP.
Can I have the team captains here?
Look at how about that, eh? The leader, star of the game, takes a back seat to everybody else. Says a lot about him.
Well, that's Danny Brannigan's style.
Maintenant, la présentation de
He's been
45
overlooked throughout his career
is the
for individual
presentation
awards.
of the 45th Vanier Cup.
He just gets the big team prize when all is said and done.
By President of CIS, Clint Hamilton, le président de SIC, Clint Hamilton.
These guys are going to want this. Hey, bud. Hey, guys, congratulations. 78? Well done.
Les gagnants de la Coupe Vanier, les Gaels de Queens. The Queens Gaels, winners of the 20.
What a year. What a moment for Queen's University. They may have lost the moniker Golden Gaels, but they are as good as gold right now. Vanier Cup champions. For Dwayne Ford and Paul Hollingsworth, this is Rod Black. Goodbye, everybody, from Quebec City. We'll send you to our Gladiator special on Grey Cup Saturday next. Queens Vanier Cup champs.